Hello and welcome to our WIFR FastCast. Turning to our top story here this afternoon, a 43-year-old Machesney Park man will spend almost 5 years in prison for a drug charge. Tyrese Taylor pled guilty to having cocaine and several other drugs in October. Taylor was released from prison last year after being released in 2019 for a previous drug trafficking conviction, but was sent back in prison in 2021 for selling drugs. In April this year, Rock County authorities went into a Beloit home connected to Taylor and found the drugs, along with $4,000 in cash containing pre-recorded police money from past drug sales. Lee County deputies need our help finding this suspect accused of trying to rob a Shell gas station in Amboy Wednesday. We'll leave this picture up for a bit, and deputies encourage residents in the area north of the gas station with any surveillance cameras to look at their footage and report anything that they deem suspicious. And if you do have any information on this suspect, contact the Lee County Sheriff's Office or Amboy Police. 43-year-old man recovers after DeKalb deputies claim he hit a garage. Deputies say after 8 Tuesday night, Kenneth Schweiger was driving on Perry Road and Seminole Road south when he lost control of his vehicle. The car then hit a mailbox and hit the garage. Schweiger left the area, called 911, and was treated at the scene. The Winnebago County Sheriff's Office reminds residents that they'll provide free rides home for those who had too much to drink New Year's Eve. The rides will be from 9 at night Wednesday to 4 in the morning Thursday. And WIFR's Alyssa Kelly speaks to local sheriffs across the state line about the importance of using the program instead of getting behind the wheel while under the influence. Also, just across the state line, helping folks ring in the new year safely, the Dixon Police Department will also offer free rides home through its Catch a Cab program this New Year's Eve. That'll be from 7 Wednesday night until 2 in the morning Thursday, where residents within the city limits or up to 2 miles outside the city can call for a cab ride home free of charge. You can check out the WIFR app, which has 2 numbers you're encouraged to call if you are in need of a safe ride. And of course, like we mentioned, Winnebago County deputies are also offering those free rides to folks within their county. And, of course, they're the latest food truck success story here in the state line, planning to triple their workload next year. Sassy Mac Boys, which opened its first brick-and-mortar location in Machesney Park this past November, says they plan to open 2 additional locations in the new year. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley gets a bite of what's driving the growth for the company, speaking with the store's founder and the decision to take their restaurant game to the next level.
Hey folks, WIFR's Nathaniel Langley here, and you might have already set your resolution for 2026, and the CEO of Sassy Mac Boys is doing the same. He has the goal of opening 2 more restaurants next year, and that's just coming after a month of having his first permanent location. Be sure to tune in later today on WIFR and eventually on WIFR.com to learn what's driving the success.
And, of course, we're going to be celebrating a very chilly start to 2026, at least compared to what we've been experiencing here towards the end of December, if you can believe it or not. Let's take a look out there at our 10-day forecast. So, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, we're currently sitting at about 35 degrees. And as you can see, corresponding to Wednesday there, that's about the warmest it's going to get, because take a look at that little number there, just to the bottom right-hand corner of that. Wednesday there, 8 degrees there for our low. Taking a look, though, 70% chance for some of the precipitation here. So obviously I know that there was some snowfall that we had here yesterday. There is expected to be a little bit more. That being said, it isn't expected to last too long. Moving on into the new year, though, on our January 1st, 2026, 18 degrees there for our high. So we definitely are not going to be starting the new year off with a bang in terms of temperature there. Moving on into our Friday, though, we're getting some sunshine back and warming up just a little bit there. 27 degrees for our high, 26 for our Saturday, and 31 for our Sunday. Again, keeping a little bit of that sunshine here with us, but it does look like as each day progresses throughout the rest of the weekend, we are going to lose a little bit more of that sunshine. Moving into next week, though, Monday, 39 degrees and 40 for our Tuesday. So I know for some folks who maybe are missing a little bit of those warmer temperatures that we've been feeling here the last couple days, it is coming back. Maybe not necessarily the 50 degrees, but let's get a little bit further ahead here on this forecast. Take a look at Wednesday, 35, so dipping back down a little bit again. Thursday, 40, and a high of 43 degrees there for our Friday. So while we can't necessarily offer you those 50-degree temperatures, 43 degrees in January is still pretty good. You can see that we do have those snowflakes there, so potentially earlier in the morning as well as later on into the night, there is the potential for some of those snow flurries. And of course, when we do have temperatures that are above the freezing mark and then they do drop, we always do want to make sure that you guys are expecting the possibility of maybe some freezing rain or some flash freezing, of course, as well. And that being said, of course, it's not going to be the warmest or probably the coldest it's going to be here for the remainder of this winter season. So the best way that we can get any sorts of information out to you weather-wise is to download our WIFR First Alert Weather app. You can scan this QR code right now if you're watching on your computer screen or on your TV. But of course, this is not our only app. We also have our WIFR News app, which you're also encouraged to download. These are two separate apps. We want to make sure that we're prioritizing each for each app, and we don't want to necessarily clutter things too much on one single app. Of course, the WIFR News app is going to have the latest in all of those articles, whether it's crime, anything necessarily related to the state line, even national stories. And of course, the WIFR First Alert Weather app is going to have everything that you need here from our meteorologists in the First Alert Weather Center. Once you do download those two apps, though, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you hit allow notifications, and that's how we can send out those little alerts. They're going to pop up there right on your home screen. All you got to do is just tap that, and it'll get you to the most updated and recent information in any of those given stories. Those stories that I mentioned, though, will be coming up in our shows at 5, 6, and 9 due to New Year's Eve. We will not have a 4 o'clock show, and our 10 o'clock show is moving up by an hour. Of course, like I mentioned, you can get the latest news both in the state line and across the country on our WIFR News app, but we also want you guys to download on your big TVs that you got behind you. We want you guys to download it on Amazon TV, Apple TV, and Roku TV, excuse me. Thought I almost repeated another one there, but you can download our WIFR News app right from there, and you can just watch right from the comfort of your own couch right there. Thank you so much again for watching, and we'll see you coming up here again. No 4 o'clock show, so we will see you coming up at 3:30 for our FastCast, and then Sydney and Daniel will see you coming up at 5. Thanks for watching.